When I read the script, I found myself having, unbelievably, when you see that clip only.
When reading the script, the feeling of regret for the character Dwight Yoakam is clear. Dwight Yoakam, a country music pioneer, innovated the genre by reviving honky-tonk's roots in an era where pop music had a profound influence on his unique sound. With his rebellious spirit and unique style, he has made a strong mark in the music industry, attracting the love of fans and receiving much praise from critics. However, fate took a turn when one morning during a day off from touring, everything changed. Although Yoakam was a huge success, he suddenly mysteriously disappeared from the spotlight, leaving confusion not only for fans but also for critics. They still don't know what led to his sudden disappearance, and the mystery of his girlfriend remains hidden from the public. We will explore these questions as we delve into the tragic details of Dwight Yoakam's life and learn about the journey that led him to this mysterious decision. Before unraveling the mystery of his disappearance, we need to better understand the journey that took him to the place he chose to avoid the spotlight. Dwight Yoakam's biography and beginnings of his passion for music. Dwight David Yoakam was born on October 23, 1956 in Pikeville, Kentucky, a small village nestled among the Appalachian Mountains. Pikeville's close-knit community and rugged landscape played an important role in shaping Dwight's early years. His parents, Ruth Ann and David Yoakam, were hardworking and resilient people who instilled in him the values of perseverance and determination. When Dwight was 2 years old, his family moved to Columbus, Ohio in search of better economic opportunities. Although the move took them far from the hills of Kentucky, the spirit of the Appalachian region continued to deeply influence Dwight's worldview and music into his adult years. In Columbus, Dwight grew up in a typical working-class family. His father worked at a gas station, and his mother worked various jobs to support the family. Despite many financial difficulties, the Yoakam family maintained a strong love and community, creating a stable and loving environment for Dwight. The fact that he grew up in a family that valued hard work and resilience deeply influenced Dwight and later became the subject of many of his songs, often addressing the lives of ordinary people facing hardship. Hard. Music was always an integral part of Dwight's childhood thanks to his parents, especially his mother, who had a passion for classic country music. His mother regularly played records by legendary artists such as Hank Williams, Johnny Cash, and Patsy Cline. The melodies and stories of these artists became Dwight's first musical inspirations, laying the foundation for his later musical style. Local radio stations in Columbus also played country rock and bluegrass combinations, further expanding Dwight's musical influence. From an early age, Dwight spent hours listening to the radio, absorbing melodies and lyrics, and dreaming of one day becoming a musician. The rich musical culture native to Kentucky and the sonic diversity of Ohio have given Dwight a unique perspective on music. Not only did he appreciate traditional country music, but he was also fascinated by the energy and rebellion of rock and roll. The combination of these influences has created a distinct signature in Dwight's sound, helping him stand out among other country artists. Dwight's love of music manifested itself at an early age. At the age of 6, he received his first guitar from his parents, a gift that set him on the path to becoming a musician. Although the guitar is a humble instrument, Dwight spent countless hours teaching himself to play, imitating the sounds he heard on the radio. His natural musical talent quickly emerged, and he began writing his own songs, experimenting with different styles and sounds. While still in elementary school, Dwight began performing at events and soon established himself as a promising artist. School events and family gatherings clearly demonstrated Dwight Yoakam's budding musical skills while revealing his passion for the performing arts. In addition to his love for music, Dwight was also drawn to theater arts. He participated in many school plays and was an active member of the drama club. Being involved in theater allowed Dwight to develop his stage presence and build his storytelling skills, which later became important strengths in his musical career. Dwight's ability to connect with his audience through both music and performance made him stand out among his peers, considered a notable talent during his high school years. Dwight's passion for music continued to blossom throughout high school. He formed a rock band with some classmates, taking on the roles of lead singer and guitarist. His band primarily plays covers of popular rock songs, but Dwight frequently tries to incorporate more country and rockabilly tunes into the show, reflecting his diverse musical tastes. The experience of performing in a band gave Dwight a real opportunity to feel what it was like to be a musician, and he thrived on the energy of live performances at local venues and school events. The formation of the rock band marked an important turning point in Dwight's life. Not only did it give him his first real experience as a musician, but it also cemented his close friendships with fellow musicians and the thrill of performing in front of an audience. These experiences strengthened Dwight's determination to pursue a career in music, even though he knew full well that this path would be full of challenges. The band's local success boosted Dwight's ambitions and gave him confidence in his ability to succeed in the music industry. Although his passion for music grew, Dwight began pursuing a conventional education after graduating from high school. He enrolled at Ohio State University with the intention of studying history. However, it wasn't long before Dwight realized that his true passion lay not in academics, but in music. He found himself spending more time playing guitar and writing songs than taking classes. After just 1 year at Ohio State, Dwight decided to make a difficult but necessary decision: drop out of college to pursue a career in music full-time. The decision to leave college was not an easy step, especially considering Dwight Yoakam's family's modest financial circumstances. Even though he knows that pursuing his passion for music means facing uncertainties and financial instability, Dwight is still determined to pursue the path he has chosen. He was well aware that to make a name for himself in the music industry, he needed to dedicate himself to it. With a guitar in hand and a strong dream, Dwight begins a journey that will eventually take him to the heart of country music. Dwight's humble beginnings in Nashville laid the foundation for his future success. From his formative years in Kentucky and Ohio to his first steps in his music career, each experience shaped Dwight into the artist he became. His deep connection to the country music tradition, combined with his love for rock and roll, has created a unique sound that helps him stand out among other country artists. Although his decision to drop out of college and pursue music was a risky move, it also demonstrated his unwavering dedication to his talent and passion. This chapter in Dwight's life is just the beginning of a remarkable journey. His first steps, filled with challenges and determination, paved the way for the music career of an artist constantly seeking greatness and asserting himself in a competitive industry. Dwight Yoakam's difficult journey in Nashville. Dwight Yoakam's journey would see him go from rising to the top of the country music world to fading from the spotlight in a cloud of mystery. When he decided to move to Nashville, Dwight did not expect that his dream would not be as easy as he thought. Nashville, with its explosion of glossy pop music in the late 1970s and early 1980s, created a major collision with the musical style that Dwight pursued. His early years in this music city were filled with hope and determination, as he joined the ranks of young musicians looking to make their mark at the heart of the country music industry. However, Dwight's journey was not smooth. Nashville's music at the time focused largely on a smoothly produced pop sound, which did not fit the deep styles from honky-tonk and bluegrass that Dwight favored. Dwight's musical traditions were considered too raw and traditional to suit the tastes of mainstream country radio. The difference in style makes it difficult for Dwight to find a place in the music industry. Nashville's reluctance to embrace Dwight's sound was a significant obstacle. Although his talent and passion for country music were undeniable, Dwight was frequently rejected by record labels and industry executives. They did not believe that his style would appeal to contemporary audiences. The constant rejections made him feel discouraged, but at the same time, they also boosted Dwight's determination. He believed in the value of the music he created and was determined to find a place where his music could be appreciated. After many failures in Nashville, Dwight realized that if he wanted to continue pursuing his passion for music, he needed to find another path. Perseverance and belief in himself have led him to the next steps in his career, even though the road ahead is still full of challenges and uncertainties. Dwight Yoakam's quest for artistic freedom. Dwight Yoakam's vision is unaffected by the traditional limitations of the country music industry. To maintain his artistic integrity, he understood that he needed to look beyond Nashville stereotypes and explore new opportunities. Los Angeles, with its vibrant and diverse music scene, has opened up a promising alternative path. Unlike Nashville, which focuses primarily on mainstream country music, Los Angeles is home to many different musical genres, including rock, punk, and alternative country music. This diversity attracted Dwight, who saw in it an opportunity to carve out a niche for himself in a city more open to unique musical experiments. The decision to move to Los Angeles was an important and bold step in Dwight's career. This is not only a risk, but also an affirmation that he is ready to take control of his artistic destiny. Moving away from Nashville, Dwight sought to escape the constraints of the traditional country music industry and located himself in a city where he could combine his honky-tonk roots with edgier elements, and became even more rebellious with rock and punk music. This combination later became a prominent feature of his musical style. When he first arrived in Los Angeles, Dwight met Pete Anderson, a talented guitarist and producer who would become an important collaborator in his career. Their meeting happens by chance but quickly becomes the highlight of Dwight's journey. Both men shared a deep passion for traditional country music, despite their surroundings focusing primarily on rock and punk. Pete Anderson, with a background in jazz and blues, immediately recognized Dwight's talent and became a key partner in developing his unique sound. Dwight Yoakam's unique talent and the potential of his honky-tonk style quickly connected him with Pete Anderson, who was not only the guitarist, but also the music producer for Dwight's projects. Dwight and Pete's partnership became an essential part of his career. Pete Anderson played a key role in refining Dwight's sound, combining traditional elements of country music with modern production techniques. Pete's support not only helped Dwight's music reach a wider audience, but also maintained his artistic vision, while creating songs that were accessible and commercially viable. This collaboration marks the beginning of a new chapter in Dwight's career, where he will stand out in a music scene that is both innovative and deeply rooted in tradition. When Dwight and Pete began performing together in Los Angeles, they quickly became part of the city's growing punk cow scene. Cowpunk, a subgenre that combines the raw energy of punk rock with the storytelling and musical traditions of country, fits Dwight's style perfectly. This allowed him to express his honky-tonk roots while embracing the rebellious spirit of punk. Dwight's performances at local clubs and bars, often alongside punk bands, began to attract attention from both fans and critics. Dwight's authentic sound and charisma, along with his powerful stage presence, made a profound impression. Dwight's rise in the cowpunk scene was marked by his ability to connect with audiences looking for something different from the mainstream country music of the time. His songs often tell stories of struggle, heartbreak, and resilience, resonating with listeners who appreciate the authenticity and emotion of his music. Unlike the slick and commercialized country music artists who dominated Nashville, Dwight offered a fresh and authentic alternative that quickly earned him a passionate fan base. His popularity in Los Angeles eventually led to his major career breakthrough with the release of his debut album, Guitars, Cadillacs, Etc., Etc. In 1986, the release of the album Guitars, Cadillacs, Etc., Etc. marks an important turning point in Dwight Yoakam's career. This album not only achieved outstanding commercial success, but also helped Dwight assert himself as a major force in the world of country music. The title track, Guitars, Cadillacs, became an instant hit thanks to its catchy melody that combined twin guitars and lyrics that honored the traditional country sound that Dwight had long pursued. The album's success proved that there was still room for honky-tonk and bluegrass influences in a music industry that was increasingly moving away from its roots. The album's influence goes beyond commercial success. It also paved the way for the revival of traditional country music in the late 1980s and early 1990s. Dwight Yoakam, with his ability to combine the old and the new while maintaining his artistic vision himself, not only earned the respect of his fans but also of his fellow musicians and industry insiders. The breakthrough with Guitars, Cadillacs marked the beginning of a creative and successful period in Dwight's career, one in which the hardships and failures he experienced in Nashville seemed worth it. When he finally found the audience and recognition he had long craved. However, success brings new challenges. The pressures of fame and the demanding demands of the music industry begin to take their toll on Dwight, leading to his mysterious disappearance from the spotlight, leaving fans and critics confused, tangled. As his fame grew, the pressure in the industry became heavier, pushing Dwight to the peak of his career in the late 1980s and early 1990s. During this period, he became one of the most influential figures in country music, with its unique blend of honky-tonk, rock and bluegrass capturing the attention of audiences yearning to return to the genre's roots. One of the highlights of this period was the hit single Streets of Bakersfield, a duet with country music legend Buck Owens. Not only was the song a commercial success, reaching #1 on the country charts, but it also symbolically passed the torch from one pioneer of the genre to another, of the most creative modern artists. The collaboration with Buck Owens was not only a success, but also a powerful statement of Dwight's respect for country music's past, as well as his commitment to preserving the genre's traditions. At the same time, working with Owens also helped Dwight cement his place in the future of country music, even as he continued to push the genre's boundaries. Dwight Yoakam has never shied away from controversy or confrontation, especially when defending his artistic vision. Throughout his career, he has shown a determination to criticize trends that he believes go against the true nature of country music. One of his notable stances was his vigorous defense of Johnny Cash after Columbia Records dropped the iconic singer in the mid-'80s. Dwight publicly condemned the decision, saying that it reflects the country music industry's growing shift toward commercialism, while harming the artistry of the genre. In addition to criticizing record labels, Dwight also criticized MTV for the network's handling of country music. He criticized MTV's reluctance to feature country artists in its regular rotation, seeing it as part of a broader trend to marginalize traditional country music in favor of pop artists. And pop. Stone has greater commercial viability. Dwight's willingness to speak out against these powerful establishments earned him a reputation as a rebel, but also alienated him from segments of the industry that were increasingly influential in shaping an artist's career. Country musician. In 1988, Dwight released the album Buenas Noches from a Lonely Room, which further solidified his image as an eccentric in the country music world. The album, with hits such as I Sing Dixie and I Got You, continued Dwight's streak of blending traditional country sounds and modern sensibilities. The album's themes, including pain, loneliness, and indomitability, resonated with fans, especially those who felt frustrated by the polished and sophisticated sound coming out of Nashville at that time. Buenas Noches from a Lonely Room is more than just a collection of songs. It was also a statement of independence from the mainstream country music machine. The album's raw, emotional content and incorporation of traditional country instruments make it stand out from much of what is being produced in Nashville. The album cemented Dwight's status as an outsider, unafraid to challenge the status quo. This rebellious image has made him an icon for a segment of the country music audience that craves more authenticity, while also making him a target of criticism from other parts of the music industry. Music. The decline and disappearance of Dwight Yoakam in the 90s. In the 90s, Dwight Yoakam's decline began to show, even though he achieved significant success with the album Buenas Noches from a Lonely Room. As the new decade continued, his sales began to show signs of decline, due in part to changes in the country music landscape. The rise of artists such as Garth Brooks and Shania Twain led to a change in the country music industry, with the sound becoming increasingly friendly, polished, and appealing to a wider audience. Popular fake. This change has been difficult for traditionalists like Dwight. While the country music industry gradually became driven by commercial factors rather than artistry, Dwight continued to defy Nashville conventions and refused to comply with radio-friendly sound requirements. Broadcasting. This resulted in him having difficulty securing the same airplay and promotional support as before, although his albums remained critically acclaimed. As a result, his works did not achieve the same commercial success as previous products. This drop in sales was a huge shock to Dwight, who prided himself on his ability to stay true to his artistic vision. However, it also highlights the challenges that uncompromising artists face in the face of pressure from the industry. As the 90s ended, Dwight became increasingly at odds with the direction of the country music industry. The emergence of new styles changed the genre's sound and audience expectations, making it harder for traditionalists like Dwight to stay competitive. Although he continued to release music and tour, Dwight's influence on the charts gradually waned. He struggled to maintain the relevance he had enjoyed over the previous decade. Dwight's struggles reflected not only his changing musical tastes, but also his uncompromising nature. While many of his peers chose to adapt to new trends in country music, Dwight remained steadfast in his commitment to the traditional sounds that had defined his career. Dwight's dedication to country music's roots, while admirable, limited its ability to appeal to younger audiences who were attracted to the pop trends that were fueling country music's success. Country song, our country in the late 90s and early 2000s. However, it is impossible to deny Dwight Yoakam's influence on country music. He paved the way for a new generation of artists who sought to combine the old with the new, and his influence can be seen in the work of many alternative country musicians. However, as the industry continued to evolve, Dwight faced the difficult reality that his time at the top of the charts was over, and he needed to find new ways to connect with audiences amid the music scene's increasingly competitive and commercialized. Dwight Yoakam's sudden disappearance from the spotlight has left many fans and critics confused. Although he has made a number of notable public appearances, such as at Buck Owens' funeral in 2006, where he delivered a heartfelt and respectful tribute to his friend and collaborator years, but his appearances became increasingly sporadic. Buck Owens' funeral was not only a meaningful event, but also seemed to mark the closing of a chapter in Dwight's life and symbolize the end of an important period in Dwight's career. Older brother. Although he continued to perform occasionally, Dwight Yoakam was increasingly absent from the media and music charts, raising many questions about his future. The image of an artist who once shone brightly and was a constant presence in the country music industry for decades is now less and less visible, leaving both fans and experts confused about the cause of his disappearance. Older brother. music industry, with album sales falling and streaming becoming the dominant method of music consumption. Many artists, including Dwight, are finding it increasingly difficult to generate the same level of income from music as in previous decades. For an artist like Dwight, who places artistic integrity above commercial success, these financial challenges are especially daunting. In addition to professional and financial problems, Dwight Yoakam also faced significant personal challenges during this time. His romantic relationships were said to be strained, which only added to the pressure on his career. Although Dwight has always been private about his personal life, there's no denying that his tumultuous relationships over the years may have contributed to his struggles. Dwight Yoakam's personal life and musical legacy. As Dwight Yoakam retreats from the public spotlight, in addition to his personal relationship difficulties, there are serious concerns about his mental health. The pressure to maintain a successful career in an ever-changing music industry, combined with challenges in his personal life, had a profound effect on Dwight's mood. Those close to him claim that Dwight is facing issues with depression and anxiety, feelings that are exacerbated by the isolation he experiences when he steps out of the spotlight. These personal and professional difficulties paint a picture of an artist struggling to find his place in a world increasingly distant from his values and vision. Dwight's sudden disappearance from the spotlight not only reflected a change in his career, but also the many personal battles he was fighting behind the scenes. Rumors and speculation continue to question whether fans will witness the return of the iconic artist who once dominated the entertainment industry. Throughout his career, Dwight Yoakam has been known to keep his personal life private, and this has sparked many conspiracies and speculations. One of the most mysterious aspects of his romantic life is his relationship with a mysterious girlfriend from the 90s. Even though he is a public figure, Dwight still tries to keep this relationship private. The lack of attention has left fans and the media curious about the identity of this girlfriend. Speculation about this relationship continues with very little information revealed. Those close to Dwight indicate that the relationship had deep meaning for him, but the level of secrecy surrounding it was unusual, even for someone as private as Dwight. The secrecy surrounding this relationship only added to the appeal of his public image, portraying a man who was both deeply passionate and extremely cautious. As the 90s gave way to the new millennium, Dwight Yoakam's personal life became increasingly chaotic. He went through a series of failed relationships, which not only affected his personal life, but also his music career. The pressure of maintaining a high-profile career in country music combined with the challenges of navigating personal relationships began to deeply affect Dwight. He is often seen as a solitary figure, and the difficulty of balancing his need for fame and truly meaningful connection leaves Dwight feeling isolated. This isolation is further complicated by the fact that Dwight rarely talks about his personal life in interviews, leaving much of his romantic history shrouded in mystery. These personal struggles have certainly taken a toll on Dwight's mental health. The combination of failed relationships and professional pressures led to periods of deep introspection and, by some reports, bouts of depression. Dwight's music, which had always been deeply personal, began to reflect the gloom and melancholy of his inner world. Songs that once celebrated the rebellious spirit of honky-tonk now seem to resonate with themes of loss, loneliness, and longing. The influence of Dwight's personal life on his music is undeniable, as his efforts become increasingly evident in the lyrics and melodies of his work. In recent years, Dwight Yoakam has largely retreated from the spotlight, making only rare appearances and participating in a few select projects that interested him. Despite his absence from the mainstream music legacy remains strong thanks to his significant contributions to the country music genre, especially his efforts to preserve the traditional honky-tonk sound. Albums such as Guitars, Cadillacs, and Buenas Noches from a Lonely Room are considered classics, having contributed significantly to the development of country music and influenced generations of new artists. Dwight's dedication to authenticity in his music continues to be discovered and appreciated by both old and new fans, ensuring that his influence will endure long after reaching its peak career. Yours is gone. Those who have followed Dwight Yoakam's career from the beginning still look at him with reverence and curiosity. Dwight is remembered as a pioneer who was not afraid to challenge the conventions of the country music industry, while newer fans may view him as a mysterious figure, with his music reminiscent of another era. Despite the many challenges he faced, Dwight's reputation as a passionate and determined artist remained untarnished. He is often cited as an inspiration to contemporary country musicians who admire his refusal to conform to industry pressures and pursue his artistic freedom. Although Dwight Yoakam has chosen a path that is less visible to the public, his disappearance from the spotlight only adds to the mystery surrounding him. Fans and industry insiders continue to wonder what might have happened had he continued to be more active. Still, Dwight's legacy remains secure, and his music continues to resonate with those who appreciate the raw emotion and authenticity that shaped his work. If the story of Dwight Yoakam captivated you the way it captivated us, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel to dive deeper into the lives of your favorite artists, and click the notification bell. Newspaper to stay updated with the latest content from us. Please share in the comments which aspect of Dwight's career you find most intriguing.